Welcome to YNOT on the PCT. I hiked out of Tehachapi this morning. That's the highway way down there. Just got an Uber to the highway after calling the Uber driver to wake him up. And said, yeah, I'm the only one that will be out that early. Nice cool morning. Windy, but it's always windy. This is looking out to farther to go up higher now. See a long ways. See all the way up to Baden Powell way out there. Tons of wind farm. Mojave Desert. Quite a bit. Quick video of where I'm walking. Just looking out to the east at the desert. I'm kind of walking down a little bit. See another wind farm out there. Feeling like I'm probably going to walk down into the valley and then through that wind farm. I haven't actually looked at the map enough to know whether that's true, but I think it highly likely is that I'll be walking through there. A bunch of high clouds today, so it's really pleasant to walk. It's a nice day. Good morning, it's Sunday. Last night there was rain, then it turned to snow. Woke up to something looking vaguely like this. Been walking for half an hour or so. At least the snow has stopped, and there have been occasional bits of sun. I think that the storm has passed. The rain part is done. So rain snow part is done. So I'm hoping to see more sun today, although I think it's going to be cold all day. Managed to get going without keeping mostly everything dry other than the tent, and mostly everything warm. So, and I'm basically all set, so pretty much I just need to keep walking to stay warm. It's noon. It's 35 degrees outside. The wind, as you can hear, is roaring. I don't know if you can see that all these trees here are all frosted. Or just starting to get a little more blue sky. I haven't had much sun all day. It's cold, so I'm going to keep walking. It's 3 o'clock, about 3 hours after my last video, and a couple of things have changed. One is that everything is melted, so that it's dry here again. Second is that there's not a cloud in the sky. And the third one is it suddenly feels like when I started today, I was in the windmills, and it really felt like the desert. Now it feels like the foothills of the Sierras. And there's the granite rocks around like these, and the pines that are kind of the low altitude pines. And it's like I suddenly feel like the foothills of the Sierras. So it is lots of change in the last 3 hours. Good morning, it's Monday, May 6th, I think, something like that. I'm going downhill a little bit. I walked right where I camped. Really felt like it was in pines. It felt like the lower elevation Sierras. Now I'm getting down. I think I'm gonna go down over that ridge through the valley beneath and kind of go through a little more deserty stuff. It was cold last night. There was ice in my water bladder. It got down to, I don't know, like the high 20s. But now the sun's out, blue sky, dry, feeling much better than yesterday. Yesterday was definitely challenging. So I have today and tomorrow before I go into Ridgecrest to take another little break, and then 3 days and I get to Kennedy Meadows, which is where I stop for a bit. So getting close to that. I thought I wasn't done with the desert, or the desert wasn't done with me yet. Going down, down, down that valley and then up over those mountains. There's these awesome flowers again. Been so many good flowers. So I'm putting these, look like lupine right here. Walking through the high desert. You can see some mountains with snow on them out there. I think that's where I'm going, beginning of the Sierras. It's very pretty out here, just very pretty in a desert way. These are some of the biggest Joshua trees I've seen. There's a lot of them around here. They're so cool. Another big one back there that I just passed. Just came over that little summit there, looking out on the desert, the big valley where 395 goes up. Ridgecrest, which I'm going to tomorrow, is way out that direction. I can maybe see it out there, maybe not, but it's out in the desert there someplace. I just have 200 miles to go this way, which tells me I'm going to be camping in something that looks a lot like this. Good morning, it's Tuesday. Just started. I was camping right next to that tent up on the hill. So just getting going. The sun is just coming up over the hills. This is looking out to the east. It's a very beautiful morning. I'm going into the, what is that, the Kiava Wilderness. I'm up high now. Actually, I was higher, but there was no good place to video, or at least my hands were too cold to video. Looking out over the desert. Just went through a few trees, but I think I'm going to be mainly going back there, mainly in desert for the rest of the day, and then tonight going to Ridgecrest, which is out in the desert floor. Headed this way, out there, you can see the Sierras. Came from up here. I'm going down, down, down now. I think that down to Walker Pass. So I think I'll be back in the desert again. And then when I start up again on Thursday, yeah, it's probably, in fact, I bet that road down there is where I'll be getting out. And then I'll be climbing up again on Thursday morning.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, May 8th. I'm in a hotel room in Ridgecrest, which is a little desert town. I got a ride in here yesterday from Walker Pass, and I'm taking the day off today. And then I start hiking again tomorrow, and I have 3 days, basically 50 miles to get to Kennedy Meadows. That'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. where Carrie will pick me up, and that's basically always been the plan to finish Saturday at Kennedy Meadows, at least finish this section. So I'm almost done, and I'm really I've done 650 miles. It'll be like 702 miles when I get to Kennedy Meadows. And I'm proud of that. It's a long ways to walk, and that's really good. So far, it's been an interesting and a different adventure. It's been with a lot more people going this direction. It's been more social, although it's been more social on and off from the Agua Dulce, especially from Hiker Town to Tehachapi. There are all kinds of people, and I was hiking with people a lot, talking with them a lot. There were a bunch of people around me when I was camping, saw people in Tehachapi, ended up eating dinner with people in Tehachapi. But then from there to here, Tehachapi to Walker Pass, I saw just a couple of people, and I was basically going all day with seeing like one person or something. So it's been just really kind of on and off, but definitely more social. I've been planning this year to walk much shorter days than I did 2 years ago. And I've been doing that, although I've been walking longer than I'd planned. I've been doing lots of like 20 to 22 mile days, and then taking more days off, like today. So I'll go I'd hike 4 or 5 days and then take a day off. And that rhythm's worked pretty well, because these days off are nice. I get time to just rest and get a mental break. When I just come in for like one night in town, there's so much to do between cleaning myself, doing laundry, whatever resupply stuff there is. It's like there's really no downtime if you leave the next morning. So these days off have been great. The desert's been wonderful. In a lot of ways, I mean, the desert is dramatic and beautiful. The flowers have been cool. You have huge views. But I'm also kind of done with the desert. I've been lucky not to have much heat, but it's been so windy. It's like every day is windy, and apparently it's much more windy than is even normal for here. But it's like so much wind, even though it's not hot. It's like you're just out in that relentless sun so much. Everything, it seems like everything is spiky and everything wants to hurt you. There are the snakes, which by the time there are a couple of rattlesnakes buzzing away at me. I spend so much time, anytime I'm in what looks like snake area, I'm just spending so much, I have so much focus just on the trail ahead of me and looking out for snakes. And I'm just kind of, I think I'm done with that. There was a few miles a couple of days ago that really felt mountainous and not desert-like. It kind of looked like the Sierras. It felt like, it kind of smelled like the Sierras, and it really hit me emotionally. And I thought, wow, this is really cool. I'm looking forward to this. But then went down and was in the desert again. The next part of the trail is the Sierras, and the plan was to take like 3.5 weeks off, going to Iceland, going back home, getting our camper, coming back, and then starting like the first week of June from Kennedy Meadows and going through the Sierras. And at some point, a few months ago, that looked like that was going to be a pretty good plan. It was going to be a kind of mild winter, and that might be a pretty good time. But since then, it turned into a fairly heavy winter. And there's a lot of snow. There's a lot of snow now, and there's going to be a lot of snow in the early June. There's probably going to be a fair amount of snow all the way through June, which means, especially by June, when things are melting fast, the rivers are going to be really strong, and it's going to be tough. And I'm excited about the Sierras. It's where I started backpacking 40 years ago. It's where my family built a cabin when I was in high school. It just feels very special, kind of like my home mountains in a way. But I want to hike through them and enjoy them. I don't want to battle my way through them. And so probably the plan will be changing. I don't know exactly sure how. Carrie and I've talked a little bit, but I probably won't be starting out the first week of June, which is a little disappointing because I was looking forward to this. I really want to hike through the Sierras, but like I said, I want to hike through it when it's nice. I don't want to be battling through snow. Just going through, I don't know, maybe the 10 to 15 miles of snow that I've done so far on the trail between San Jacinto and Baden-Powell made me think, a tiny bit of snow is fine, but I don't want to do a ton of snow. So anyway, the plan will be changing. We don't really know how, but we'll figure it out and make it work.
Good morning. It's Thursday. Walked out of Walker Pass like an hour or so ago. It's down there in the valley, and I've walked all the way up here. It's very windy. I'm about to walk here and go in this direction. I think most of this, we're still just going to be in the high desert next couple of days. Came from there, looking out over the Mojave. That huge airport, if you can see it out there, is the China Lake Naval Air Station. That's basically why Ridgecrest exists. And I'm going to keep walking up the ridge, looking down into the valley. Climbed all the way up that. You can see the trail way down there, but it's not all the way down that valley, but pretty far down. Going up the last hour and a half or so. Don't have that far to go. I think it's a mile or less to where I'm going to camp for tonight. Good morning. It's Friday, May 9th. This is my last full day of hiking, and that definitely has me feeling a lot of feels. The wind stopped in the middle of last night. Woke up and it was really just a beautiful morning, beautiful sunrise, very peaceful. I've been walking for about half an hour. Just got up to the top of this ridge. You can see way out to the east and the Mojave. Going this way, and over here to the west you see the mountains. It still feels like high desert. It still is high desert, but it should start to feel slightly more like the Sierras as I'm walking today. Definitely feeling ambivalent about this being my last full day of hiking for a while, because tomorrow I have like 8 easy miles. Today there's a lot up and down, but tomorrow's like 8 easy miles into Kennedy Meadows, and then I'm basically trying to get back to Ridgecrest and towards home. On the one hand, I have been walking a while, and there's part of me that I think will be happy to have a break, but I've been enjoying it. It's like a lot of me, I wish I could keep going. I really wish I could I wish I could just go straight into the Sierras, and there are a few people doing that, but it's just all snow, so I know this is not That's not what I enjoy. I enjoy this. I enjoy peaceful walking. Like today, also last night it wasn't as cold, mid 40s or something, but enough that I can sleep well. It's not really cold when I wake up in the tent, and it's just feels much more comfortable while walking, much more peaceful walking. This is what I like, and I don't want to just, wouldn't want to go straight into the Sierras, and probably going in 4 weeks is not a plan I would really enjoy either. So I think it's the right decision. I'm confident it's the right decision. It just makes me a little sad, but I'll get back here. Man, this is really nice. Feels like I've had few of these. I remember a lot of these 2 years ago, these mornings where it's just totally still and quiet and peaceful, and it's just like the best time, just a great time to walk. This year, or with between it either being really cold or wet, or more often just being windy, there have been less mornings like this, but this is certainly nice. Come up this way, it's just about noon. It's getting cloudier. Apparently there's some chance of thunderstorm. Been going up for a couple of hours, and I'm going up, I think, more or less to the ridge up there. So now I'm kind of keeping moving, try to get up to the ridge and over and down before any possible thunder and lightning comes. Well, it rained, or it snowed, then it rained. I got down here and it was raining when I got here, and I wasn't sure what to do, but then it stopped raining, so I set up my tent and I had all kinds of stuff out to dry. And then it started to rain again, so I threw it all inside, and I was inside the tent for a while. Then it got hot, which made me think, God, and the sun was out, but then the sun went away. But now the sun is actually out, and there's like blue sky everywhere. It was completely cloudy before, but now it's mostly blue sky, and have a few things out to dry as you saw. So I have 8 miles tomorrow to Kennedy Meadows, and Kerry got me somebody there to be able to give me a ride, but he's going to be there at 9, which means that I should really start walking by 5:30 to give myself a little bit of cushion, which means a 4:30 alarm. So that'll be early, but means that I should be able to get to Ridgecrest and get a car and get going and be off the trail for a while, which is just, well, it's the way that it is, and I'm all kinds of feelings about it, but it's been a great adventure so far. I'll pass 700, I'll end up with 703.5 miles. Good morning, it's Saturday, May 10th, last day of this part of the PCT. It's just about 6 in the morning. I started walking about half an hour ago because I need to get to Kennedy Meadows by 9. The sun is just starting to light up the tops of a couple of the mountains. It's chilly this morning. There was a little bit of frost and kind of wet because it rained last night, and because I was fairly close to a river, so it's a little bit challenging getting going without getting wet and cold, but all worked out, and it's pretty now. So I'm walking these last 8 miles. This is looking back. This is looking forward. This is the road that I walked just 5 minutes or so to get to the Kennedy Meadows General Store where I get picked up, and that's where I'll keep going if I keep going, assuming I keep going. So I finished the desert. It's pretty cool.
From Kennedy Meadows south, Tony got a ride from a trail angel to Ridgecrest, California, where he rented a car and drove for 6 hours, mostly north, to his mom's house in Benicia. To celebrate his mom's 85th birthday, we flew to Reykjavik, Iceland, then took about 2 weeks to drive the ring road around the beautiful country. After getting back to California, Tony and I drove home to Colorado, got Artie, the trailer, ready to go, and drove back west to the PCT.